So the story begins 37 years ago when I just got married and entered my new house. It was a typical chain thereafter. My house, my husband, my child, my activities, my achievements, my career, my dreams. Oh my God. I was so full of myself. Till then, only regret in my life was that my child scored 99% in maths instead of 100. The biggest sacrifice I had made was buying a second-hand car. And the highest patriotism I had shown was shouting, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, not more than 2 or 3 times in a year. I was an eye specialist. Not EY, but I. I had all comforts. Pampering my ego, I was on top of the world. But little did I realize it was merely an illusion. In the year 2004, there was a big bang in my life, rather a turning point. I was holidaying in Ladakh with my husband and my friend. In that war-ravaged town of Dras, I saw one board which read, I only regret that I have but one life to lay down for my country. A little further, I saw plenty of colorful flags. Like any other tourist, I clicked the picture and then I realized it was written on the banner amidst those flags, Kargil ke shahidon ki yaad mein, in memory of those unsung heroes who sacrificed their lives for us. Further, we reached Dras government rest house. And I casually asked the Khan Sama, यहाँ कुछ हुआ था ना 1999 में? Startled by my ignorance, the most humble and quiet Khan Sama frowningly replied, आपको कुछ भी मालूम नहीं? यहाँ तो हजारों लाशें गिरी थी. I was speechless. Further, we left for Vijay Stambha, a war memorial near Tololing. Drawn by our curiosity, one army officer shared with us the story of Kargil War and the indomitable spirit of our brave hearts. Even he showed us a documentary on war. Towards the end of a documentary, a mother of a martyr said, जिस देश पे मैंने अपना बच्चा कुर्बान किया है, उस देश से थोड़ा सा प्यार तो करो. And that was the final blow to my false sense of regret, sacrifice, and patriotism. I was driven to introspect about my comfortable life in Mumbai, how little I knew about the soldiers and the false pride of patriotism I had in my heart. And it was then I resolved I need to tell my people about the valor and the heroism of sentinels of our nation. Before I proceed, let me tell you something about the Kargil War. Indian Army launched Operation Vijay in May 1999 to evict Pakistani army who had intruded across the line of control in large numbers. Our boys fought despite adverse conditions, unknown terrain, minus 32 degrees temperature, 80 degrees incline at the height of about 18,000 feet, and the strong enemy defenses. But enemy miscalculated the steely resolve of our brave hearts, and rest you know is the history. मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है, केवल पंख होने से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. And then the journey began to know and understand our soldier and his dangerous optimism. Yes, dangerous optimism. It was 3rd July 1999. Then Captain, now Colonel Sachin, was ordered to capture Tiger Hill. Order was very clear. Either capture Tiger Hill or capture Tiger Hill, but capture Tiger Hill. Captain, along with his men, climbed 23 crests during night without food, water, or sleep. Enemy fired at them from heights, and there was no alternative but to climb down and reclimb the next night, but the scenario was the same. And then this determined captain fearlessly asked his battery commander to fire 100 shells on the top of the Kargil War, on the top of the Tiger Hill, on the enemy guns. There were enemy bunkers. So one of the enemy bunkers just near 15 meters away from him. His commanding officer screamed, "Captain, have you gone mad?" On which he said, "Sir, I mean what I say." Over and out. It was a brave and heroic attempt. After the fire, Captain and his men climbed up the top, started clearing enemy bunker by bunker in fierce hand-to-hand combat. A perfect precision of a captain resulted into absolute victory, and he shouted from the top, "Sir, I am on the top." ना संघर्ष, ना तकलीफ, तो क्या मज़ा है जीने में. बड़े बड़े तूफान थम जाते हैं जब आग लगी हो सीने में. This is what I mean by dangerous optimism. In reality, it is a combination of 4 sterling qualities in a soldier: discipline, dedication, devotion, and determination. And there is a 5th D, which we came across during last decade. दिमाग में डाल दिया है. Isn't it amazing? Let me tell you something about that. Somewhere in the middle of Kargil War, a 19-year-old, newly joined Jawan was eager to be with his unit and fight the enemy. But he was disappointed when his commanding officer asked him to stay back as he was the youngest of the chaps. He was very angry on that. Indignantly he replied, "Why should I stay back when all my boys are up there? My buddies are up there at 16,000 feet fighting enemy? मुझे भी लड़ने का मौका दो साहब. मुझे भी लड़ने का मौका दो. मुझे भी अपनी पलटन के लिए मेडल लाना है." Just imagine a young boy in prime of his youth wanting willingly to walk into the arms of death for the honor of his nation and the pride of his regiment. That is पलटन की इज्जत. इसे कहते हैं दिमाग में डाल दिया है. If I die in a battle zone, put me in a box, send me home, pin my medals on my chest, tell my mom I did my best. This is what is dangerous optimism. In 2008, I was in Siachen Hospital in Nubra Valley, tying rakhis to the injured soldiers. I saw one captain. He was looking at me, but he did not come near me. So I approached him and tried to tie rakhi, assuming he was feeling shy. But I was shocked when he flung his hand in resistance, which hit me on my face. And remember, it was a Fauji's hand. And he started yelling at me, "क्या समझते हैं अपने आप को? हाँ? जानते हैं कुछ? हाँ? आपको मालूम है आप क्या करते हैं? भले आए राखी मारने, आपको मालूम है हम क्या करते हैं? जानते?" He went on and on. Doctor immediately pacified him, came near me, and told me that he was posted at Siachen Glacier. But due to subhuman conditions, he had lost his psyche and was brought to the hospital for treatment. It disturbed me. I came back to Mumbai and called up again to know about him. But to my surprise, he had left for the glacier to complete his tenure despite of an option to remain at plains with his unit, dangerous optimism. But that got me thinking, are we really worthy of their sacrifice? And that was germ of an idea which started our foundation. But friends, the story doesn't end here. In 2012, I was back again in the Siachen hospital at the time of Raksha Bandhan. I saw one gentleman in civilian clothes looking intently at me. That puzzled me. As my group went little ahead, he approached me. I went little further. He took my hand in his, and I could feel the warmth. I asked him, "Are you the same Puttar?" When words failed, tears spoke. He said, "Yes, ma'am, I am the same. For the last 4 years, I have been searching for you. Today, I drove 80 kilometers to say sorry." Friends, just imagine 80 kilometers in Ladakh, in that harsh terrain and at 10,000 feet. Humanity in uniform. It is said that 1,000 miles of journey begins with a single step. And yes, we have taken this small step. Through our foundation, we conduct various activities in schools and colleges and ask boys to prepare cards for our soldiers. And we celebrate Valentine Day with our soldiers. We send them Valentine cards, our Valentines in uniform. And this is the result. They have sent these photographs when they received the Valentine cards sent by our school children. We celebrate Diwali with soldiers, with their families, and tell them that yes, we are there with you. We conduct programs like Yuva Prerna with the theme to encourage the youth to join armed force services. Even we give presentations in schools, colleges, corporate houses, and on various social platforms. And we have published 10 booklets on Kargil War heroes. And in the year, this was at Ladakh, we published it there. And in 2014, we published a book, Salute to Our Heroes, 10 Inspiring Stories of Kargil Heroes. It's in English, and now it is in Marathi, Salam Mrityunjayaza. And friends, how can we forget the words of our heroes? Captain Vikram Batra, age 25, Paramveer Chakra posthumous says, "या तो तिरंगा लहरा के आऊंगा या तिरंगे में लिपट कर, लेकिन आऊंगा जरूर." Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey, age 24, Paramveer Chakra posthumous writes in his diary, "If death strikes before I prove my blood, I swear I shall kill death." And what about Captain Anuj Kumar Nayyar, age 24, Mahavir Chakra posthumous? He says, I'm not that irresponsible to die before finishing my duties towards my nation. And Captain Vijayanta Thapar, age 24, Veer Chakra posthumous, writes in his last letter to his parents, "By the time you receive this letter, I shall be in heaven enjoying the hospitality of Apsaras. I have no regrets. If I am born as a human again, I shall join army and fight the enemy." What else can be dangerous optimism? They all said and they did it. Friends, let us all be dangerous optimists in whichever field of life we are. And remember, Remember a soldier. He's far away from you, from home, from family, from everybody, alone. He does his job, but doesn't ask for much. Some people hate him, but he doesn't complain. Some people blame him, but he doesn't explain. All he wants is for us to be with him, to love him, to miss him, and to remember him, because he is what, rather, we are what he is fighting for. We are what he is living for. And the time comes, even will die for. Every soldier needs our support. Let us not let him down. Jai Hind.